it hasn't happened in a long time, but it actually did happen. I got raided. I was kind of surprised logging in. I was like missing some bags, and I'm like, what's going on? And I saw like stone stuff missing on the top, and I'm like, did I forgot to put stone in my TC? Then I thought, oh wait a minute, my TC, maybe I got raided, and then I went to the front and I saw this missing. Thought, well, this was this stone, and then no, I see that I've actually been raided. So as you can see, yeah, these are like loot rooms. Holy crap! Yeah, actually, I mean these were armored walls. Here you can still see the armored wall. And I guess they went through the metal foundations. Holy crap. Wow, they've really blown through here. I mean, these rooms didn't have anything much important stuff anyway in them. They're kind of like fake. Sadly, I cannot show you the rest because they put a door in here. But yeah, there were like 2 more armored walls on that side and a completely armored TC room. So, is this my door? This is not my door. Why is not my door here? And why would they put a door in there? I guess they raided it and somebody re-raided it. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute, there was stone below and the stone fell away. Yeah, I guess they put like a door here and a door there. So, wow. I mean, it's kind of sad and it's kind of good because actually I was kind of getting tired of doing all the upkeep on the base, like 5k metal a day, 40 high qual, and yesterday I was like, oh no, I need to get high qual. Wow, this is really interesting. Yeah, all the doors are gone. These were all garage doors, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably like 6 or something, 5, 6, 7. Couple of garage doors, which is not that. It's not the main defense of my base. These are just. That's just the area that I like to use just to get through my base and keep the stuff that I need for daily purposes. But like I had lots of furnaces here for just doing some stuff. So yeah, it's man, like last wipe, whole wipe, I wasn't even, they even tried to raid me, and this time they actually did raid me. So was my last wipe's design better than this design? I guess the other design, I kept adding rooms and building rooms, but I thought that these rooms were stronger on their own than that first room. But maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should have like put more effort in it. Did I make mistakes? Did I leave this? Was this a stone foundation? I mean, I'm sure this was metal foundation, so they must have gone through metal here. Was this stone where they could like hit the stone? I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure this was metal too, but why is this stone foundation? Did I never upgraded it, or I don't know. Why is this even? I have to. I mean, everything was metal. I mean, these walls are gone. Why the walls are gone? Maybe they want to look behind it. Somebody was curious, like, oh, is there stuff behind it? I don't know why these walls are gone. These walls are still here. Did I leave this room stone and never did anything with it? I guess I wasn't really using the room, but that's not a big. Maybe I just didn't upgrade. Oh wait, my dinner is. My pancakes. Anyway, so yeah, the base is kind of like raided, and I mean I could try to get it back, but actually I don't. I was like going online, and today I'm like, well, maybe I should do something else. I don't know if I want to spend much time here. I actually just plan to do some upkeep and nothing more. So yeah. It's kind of sad because the guy who I was playing with, he put a lot of like stuff like explosives like in one of the rooms, and I cannot see the room because I guess it's the next room. Yeah, I cannot see behind here, but I guess they got their stuffs. I'm wondering like why I didn't get raided last time. I didn't get raided until now, and yesterday my friend he puts his C4 in this loot room, and I put like extra armor around it, extra upgrading. And today it's raid. It's like, did they like had like X-ray vision? Did they use some kind of cheat to look? Did they see there was actually these extra explosives that made it worth to raid this base? It's kind of like strange that I haven't been raided in such a long time, and one day he puts all his explosives in my base, and suddenly we get raided. So that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. And I mean, it's said that these cheats are available, and it's kind of like why would you cheat? I mean, that's so stupid. Like, what's the whole use in playing a game? Like if I'm gonna be let's say I do like I do go into a sports event, like I want to do that's like the whole like bodybuilding. Like let's say I want to go bodybuilding, right? And I train and I lift weights and I become this and I train my body to look good, but I don't want to use like I just want to be natural bodybuilder, and I train and I go to a championship, and all these other guys they're twice as big as me because they've been using all these drugs, and they win. But actually if they wouldn't have used those drugs, they wouldn't probably be look half as good as I did, because they didn't train as much as I did to to look that good. And so like I would be more deserving. I would have won if they wouldn't have cheated. So there's no value in cheating, guys. There's no value in cheating. I'm not saying this 100% sure this is a cheat, but it's really weird. I haven't been raided in such a long time, and the day this guy he puts like all his rockets and explosive and stuff in my base, and now we get hit really. We get hit, you know. It's really weird. And I always try to make it that my bases are not really worth getting raided. You know what I mean? I try to like keep the amount of explosives and stuff in my base lower than like the raid cost, because I do think that why is this? Why is there a number here? So why they yeah did I actually I actually have another base here, but I was like, why do I have two bases? So I guess maybe I just either I forget about the other base or like rebuild it, because or I'll just continue with this base. I don't know. It's yeah, I don't want to spend that much time doing this game anymore anyway. I guess I'll just leave. Maybe I do upkeep on this base, and I'll leave the other base to see what's going on there. Yeah, I'm kind of fed up. But yeah, guys, cheating is, like I said, like it's ruining like sports, it's ruining games. Like let's say, I'm not saying I'm not on. I cannot say for sure that this was a cheat. I mean, but yeah, cheating it just ruins games. It ruins like you're if you're going through life cheating, like all the things that you win, all your wins, they're like fake. Like what if you cheat all your life and like you have all these prizes and people look up to you, oh you're this great person, but you really never, your opponents never had any really chance because they tried to, because you were, and you can say, well, the other guys are also using all these drugs, and so we're still competing at the same level. Well, that's not really true, because one of those guys might have a bit of a better drug or better program than the other one. So really, it's just about the program. It's no longer about what you are doing. It's not about your effort. It's not about your skill. your personality actually you become completely obsolete once you start cheating. So and it's kind of sad that like in bodybuilding people are not being uh, really tested for these kind of for like anabolics and stuff, and because I'm not saying that I would like. I mean, the thing is like when I started like doing going to the gym like the one like 2 years ago or something. I mean, I've gone to the gym before, but like this time I was going with my friend, and he was very strong, lots of muscle, and I let the other guys get lots, and they were training. I was like, well, actually, maybe I could do this. And I said there are a lot of other big guys there, and the thing is that I got disillusioned because yeah, when I found out how often these things are done in this sport, and like what's the use of becoming really big or trying to become like yeah, trying to become. I should make this metal actually. This base is just like a new design, new setup, so it's hardly this is metal. Yeah, I haven't thought about making this metal. So yeah, and in this game, like people they use like auto hitting somebody. Like, how are you gonna ever be good in a PvP fight if you're not really aiming yourself? What is the use in winning a fight if if you did like some robot, some script do the work for you? I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, I've been playing games like, of course, I'm a bit older than most of you guys. So when I started, I was playing like so. There was lots of like single player games. Now, if you go in God mode in a single player game, then the game completely changes. The challenge is there's actually the challenges kind of go away, and unless the game is like completely unplayable without the God mode, then why would you do it? I mean, you want challenge in the game. That's the whole thing about playing a game, is to being challenged, to have to acquire skill in doing it. Like if you go to a jumping game, you have to jump from one platform to the other. Like what if you just put on God mode and you can fly around there? You don't never There's no skill in a platform game anymore. You know, if you have like unlimited lives, then yeah, the whole there's no the I mean, of course, when I understand that maybe you go through a phase where you're curious about like, oh, what if I use cheats, and like maybe you get frustrated. I mean, like this game Rust is incredibly hard to play. I mean, it's incredibly hard to build a strong base that cannot be destroyed. Like even I thought that my base was kind of invincible. It wasn't. They were able to raid it. Um, maybe I should have worked a bit harder on it instead of making this base. Maybe I should have extended that other base, give it a few more rooms, because 5 rooms isn't like normally I have like the other base had like 10 rooms. So yeah, I could have maybe would have been better spent upgrading that one. So there's a lesson learned. I mean, 5 rooms will get you a long way, but now we're like halfway through the month already, and you see people are their bases. They have more and more sulfur, and they're gonna look for bigger challenges. So yeah, probably keeping it at 5 rooms is not really is not how yeah, it's not enough for this base design. I should have like instead of build a base here, I should have built maybe this base next to the other one, just to make them understand that yeah, they would have need to have like twice as much um, uh, explosives or like rockets or whatever, just to do that one. They knew that they had two, so maybe it would have been maybe they would have thought, well, we'll leave this one because we have too much ground to cover. So it's always good. Like, actually, I'm glad that I got raided now because I say this always when I get raided, because I learn from my mistakes. Mistakes are good. Mm. And like in business, you can learn from your business mistakes. And so, like the biggest thing in business, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like if if sometimes you have to do it. I mean, sometimes you have all your eggs. Like, I mean, if you look at the yeah, if you create a if you create a Facebook or a new Facebook or something, yeah, that's gonna be your one big basket, of course. But like, yeah, when you're starting out, you might want to think about not just one business idea, but two or three. Like now, I have like one business idea, and there's like e-commerce. Now it's a very wide range e-commerce, and actually within that I still have my ability to program. I can just program. I have my ability to just do art. So I'm combining those three things: art, coding, and you know I don't why am I talking about this? This is like about I was talking about getting rated. Why am I talking about business? Sorry. I have like multiple things on my channel, so yeah, maybe keep that for another video. But yeah, guys, don't cheat. If you don't go, if you like, I understand that maybe you want to find out like, oh, it is fun having this advantage, knowing if a base is worth raiding, you know. And maybe those guys didn't cheat. I don't know. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they, like it was like I said. Maybe my base just wasn't strong enough for like 2 weeks of Rust. Maybe should have like made it a bit bigger, and better. But yeah, so lessons learned there. But yeah, I mean, cheating in Rust is very common. So it's not like I'm talking about something that never happens. Actually, one of the reasons I just run around with just a pickaxe most of the time, because sure I could bring a gun, and I try to bring a gun more often, and to go into little fights with people and protect myself, because it's kind of stupid like going around with just a pickaxe, getting up picking notes, and then somebody with a bow just kills me. I know, but if I can get away with it, like crafting bows all the time, running without, when I'm like hitting a rock, I don't know what's going around me. I mean, somebody just can headshot me when I'm like doing that. And yeah, so I mean, there are ways to doing things, but like, what if I get like 10 of these like stone nodes or metal nodes, and I think, oh, and I'm like, I have my bow with me or my pistol, and I think, oh, or I maybe have an AK with me, and I think, oh, and I can like win most fights, fine. But when I ran into a cheater, there's no, you don't have any, I mean, you just, it's game over, So it's kind of sad, because people who really put time and effort into playing a game and working with a group and want to have a good time, yeah, you're cheating. This guy actually put time and effort, honest time and effort, into like getting that AK, getting that 50 high qual together, which is like you get only 2 high qual for hitting one metal node. You have to hit 25 metal nodes to get that high qual. Now you can get high qual from like just from a box. You can get like 20 high qual, so it's not that hard to get high qual. But yeah, maybe somebody put lots of hard work into getting that AK, and you're cheating. You're using cheats to get that AK, and now you're running around with an AK and your cheats, and there's actually no challenge, and you're not learning anything, because you're not actually, you're probably too afraid to turn off your cheats and to go into a real fight with that gun that you didn't really deserve, and the gear that you didn't deserve, and you probably have a really shitty base, because you're not really putting any time in this game, and you don't feel like you need to like protect your AK because you didn't earn it. So sometimes you just find these bases, they're really like really bad, like they're like so stupid, like just a few doors and boom, you got all their stuff, and they got boxes full of AKs, and how did they get this AKs? From cheating. There's no real no skill involved, no nothing, you know. So yeah, don't cheat. It's really bad. And like and I mean, if you wanna, I know this is this video is about me getting raided, but like last wipe, whole wipe, I wasn't rated, and I could have, if I wanted, I could have like added like I could have extended my base easily. It wouldn't. Already had the resources. I don't know. I built another base because my friend got raided, and I thought, well, I'll build a base to help him. But I probably could have used that time better, extending the base I already had and go up to like 7 rooms or like 9 rooms or something, or 10 rooms, instead of like yeah, doing that. And to be honest, I guess I got really distracted because I'm doing a lot of other stuff. I'm working on my e-commerce. I'm not really focused on this game anymore. I'm just doing it just to have something to do while I'm studying, and so it's a bit less boring listening to all these videos. I just like I'm just I just farm and build bases while I listen while I'm studying. So and you know, I don't even care like about, I could just farm another base in like one day. I mean, set that base. Most of the work was done in one day of that base. So um, and it was only since yesterday that this other guy that I made friends with, he decided to like contact me and said, well, I think I'm gonna get raided. Can I put my stuff with you? Now, sadly, we did get. Oh man, like I was like, oh, my base is so much stronger than all the other bases, and it is. There's my bases are. I mean, they had to go to like 6 or 7, like say six garage doors. They had to go through like 4 armored walls in one metal wall, and I guess they kind of did like that, or they went, maybe they went through the foundations, yeah. But still, like going through one metal foundation and then going to a second metal foundation is the same as going through like one armored wall. So I don't see any, yeah, it doesn't really matter if you go to the foundations. Except, oh, that's a good one, because if you look at this design, um, I didn't put I didn't put the loot rooms across from each other. Like if you look to this design here, you see a loot room. Actually, this needs to be metal also. But uh, so if you would get this foundation and there would be a loot room here, you would get both. But since uh, this one is here, you're on a, but yeah, you can rocket, of course, do the corners and rocket both, and then you get the foundation for both. So I have to, man, lessons learned, man. I have to think about this. You know, I've been doing lots of raiding on another. That's also why I'm not really putting lots of time into these bases anymore. I mean, I could make them crazy strong just by adding things to them. That would deter people, but I'd rather just keep them like a bit smaller and try to optimize that. You see, I can see my mistakes now. I can see like why why they probably had an easier time raiding than I was expecting, because of yeah, the metal. You know, I didn't. I'm not sure. Yeah, I probably did upgrade, but like you have to be aware of like what if they go through a foundation. Like if they share a foundation, holy crap! If they're sharing a foundation, then that's actually a weakness, because they only have to go to one foundation. They have to go through like 3 foundations instead of going through 4 foundations, which saves like 4 C4 or like 7 or 8 rockets, you know. So that is actually the smartest way to do it. And sometimes you just have to raid a base to find out what is uh, what is uh, yeah, these things need to be metal. So you have to actually have to like raid. Eventually, they probably normally I would make this all metal at one point, but yeah, it's good to. And even these door frames, they need to be metal, because they can be they can get they can like use a jackhammers and repair them, and just jackhammer this. Now I tried it. I don't want it. I wouldn't like doing this for raid, you know. But yeah, they can do it. Like if you have lots of people and a bunch of jackhammers, and you don't I mean, if you do it with a whole group, it probably would go pretty quickly. But yeah, make sure that all your everything is, those things are metal, and this one doesn't have a door yet, but I can just make it metal already. So okay, uh, I'm not too happy about this location, I really don't, but yeah, I built a base here, I might as well, I guess I just let go of that other base and focus on this one. Or maybe I'll get it back. Maybe I mean it's like only like one double door that I need to go through. Shouldn't be that hard, you know, going through double door there. But so yeah, learn from, like, try to build. I mean, just watch my videos, learn to get a basic idea of what I do to get strong bases, and maybe learn and maybe look at other people too. But um, the main thing is, like, think about rockets. If you make everything adjacent to each other, then you're just making it easy for people, because they can just rocket out the whole area of your base. And look at my designs. My designs are really focused on like giving putting a little bit of space in between every loot room, every area that has good loot, making that area as strong as possible, making it hard to reach that area. And this is why it was a mistake for me to put them adjacent from each other, because there are actually, should have, like, maybe yeah, put one extra square in between those areas for, like, probably more actually, because you can just rocket out 2 foundations. So I would have like at least three spaces in between each loot room within the foundations. So yeah, I guess I was doing this with my designs earlier on, but now I realize how important that is, especially in the beginning when everything is metal, and you need my design is really focused on the double metal. So I mean, double metal and armored are like kind of the same, because they're both like 8C4. Like if you go to double metal, you have to use 8C4 or like 16 rockets or something. If you go through like an armored wall, it's like also like 15 rockets. So it's kind of the same. But but armored, like trying to get a high qual, first paying for the high qual and then doing the upkeep on the high qual. I mean, you can only do that for maybe one loot room in the beginning, and then a few walls maybe. So you have to really, it's all about the metal, making most use of your metal in your design, you know. How I'm gonna make use of the metal, and how can I make use of the stone, because stone is pretty cheap and easy to get to stone. So it probably would be wise to, you can like do your main core, think about your main things, maybe using some armor for that, then cover that with as much metal as you can afford to cover it with, like at least 1 or 2 layers of metal around that, at least 1 layer, and then maybe you can do like an extra layer or do some extra stuff with stone, because stone, the upkeep of stone and stuff, just getting the stone and doing the upkeep of the stone, like yeah, just use some stone to do that, because it's not hard to get that, and you don't need wood to like to get. I mean, I use small furnaces, and at the outpost it's really easy to get wood, but sometimes, like in this location, I actually have to chop some wood. So yeah, stone is just think about like something armored in the center, like an 1 by 1 armored, like, and then get like at least 1 honeycomb with metal, and then start using stone. I mean, this base is still stone; it's not even metal, and you know, because anyway, but you get my point. And I mean, I'm quite impressed with this guy's actually like raiding my base, and I can see now that there's some things that I could have done better. Like these 2 loot rooms are too close together, actually, because you can, like, if you have rockets, you can do both of these foundations and then go for the like if I would armor this, they would probably go for the foundations. But actually, yeah, and then it would save them at least 1, instead of going to 2 armored walls, they would have to go through 3 metal. And actually, you can, these are Ah, that's another thing. These are, you can jackhammer this. So if you have a bunch of jackhammers, probably what these guys did with my base, they just jackhammered the foundation. So they went through the doors. They went through a few garage doors. Now probably all, most of them were like metal, so they did have to blow through them. They blow through my doors. Then they jackhammered the metal foundations, so they could skip the armored walls. Then they were exposing, because I can't make all my rooms armored, so they exposed the foundation, and they were metal foundations, so they blew up the metal foundations. Then so that was another 4C4. So like they had to do like a couple of rockets and some stuff to go through a garage door, and then they had like one metal to actually go there. Now it's not so different from like if like I kind of calculate the raid cost about for guys going through, maybe like if you go through like if to one door, two doors and one, that's kind of like what I calculate for each room.